You're listening to the Gettin Salty Experience podcast.
Away we go. I had that one saved up for a couple of weeks. Welcome back to the Gettin Salty Experience podcast. It's the only one in the whole wide world that brings the Firehouse kitchen table to you, Ruffy. And what's better than a Friday night in the Firehouse?
Saturday night in the Firehouse.
Saturday night in the Firehouse. But we're here Friday night in the Firehouse. We're back, self-proclaimed best goddamn podcast in the whole wide world. According to Pete. Yep, Ruffy's back from Aruba. He's all tanned up.
Wow. My buns, very nice.
Where is your tan? I don't see it. You got a tan? With that olive oil skin? Oh, there you go. All
wow.
Right. Were you laying out in a banana hammock? What were you laying out in, bro?
I did. I wasn't
You
scared.
did.
You had a banana hammock? Hell yeah.
You had a yellow slingshot, a squad yellow slingshot.
So did you run down in the morning? Did you have to?
I did my Hasselhoff in the morning. Made sure.
Did you run down and save some chairs? Did you put towels on the chairs?
Yeah. So the guy that came down early with the chairs, I was flipping chairs in the morning.
Come on, I doubt that. Come on. You know, it's so funny. I'm the guy that puts the towel. I put 10 of them.
Listen, everybody was doing it. It was.
So you did it. Admit it. You did it.
You
did it, right? You did it. Yeah.
You didn't?
Don't lie. Come on.
Come on. You did it.
My wife did it. So I just got to say this because I'm still laughing, and we were just in the back, right before the show started, and we got the chief in there, and I could tell already the show's going to be great, and we're bullshitting, and he's got, what is he drinking there, Coobs? A martini or something, right?
He's got a martini.
So, yeah, he's got like the flat dish. He looks like Dean Martin. And, So he's, we're going back and forth, cracking jokes, and I'm like thinking, holy mackerel, that would have been good for the show. So Coobs, so the chief says something like, hey, listen, maybe I should get a hat. I should put a hat on, Detroit hat, this hat, that. So Coobs goes, I don't know, but what hat you want to wear, Chief? You can wear anything you want, but a couple more of those martinis, you're going to have a lampshade on your head. He started laughing hysterical. Yeah,
shit, Coobies.
Oh, my God.
I wasted that one. I wasted it. Ruffy brought it back.
No, Ruffy brought it back. That was good.
There's more to come. Don't worry about it. There's more coming.
Yeah. Don't shoot your low, bro.
No, I'm good. I'm
He's
all revitalized, bro. I've had a couple of days off. We had a couple of days off. I'm all regenerated, revitalized. I got my Tito's right here. I'm back to the Tito's. I'm all good.
Oh, it was funny. My face.
But you had so you had a good time then, Lou. Yeah, you just chilled out mainly on the beach. Or did you do anything?
Aruba's the best, man. It's the same day. It's like Groundhog Day. It's 85.
It's one happy island.
15. It is a happy island.
That's what it
we went snorkeling. We saw a couple of sea turtles.
What was the food situation?
Oh, short.
Awesome. Yeah. Good.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, very good.
Nice. Did you go to Ruth's Chris over there at the end of the beach?
Nope.
Nah, no Ruth's Chris. All right.
We went to where'd we go to? We went to dinner on the beach. I forget what the patent.
I forgot who I'm dealing with here. This is Refrano money we're talking about.
Listen to me, Pete. Ruth's Chris is like down here. Ruth's Chris, when you got Refrano money, Ruth's Chris is down here, bro.
Yeah, that's like, it's okay. I mean, it's like scuba? McDonald's. Oh, yeah.
I saw Ruben. I saw him on the beach.
You did?
He had the banana hammock.
I'm proud of you. All right, so listen, I sent Pete last night the lyrics for the new Lieutenant Refrano song. It'll be coming out soon.
No.
It is by far, the Chief Steve songs have been pretty good, right? I think we could all agree. This is another level. This is like, what were you high on peyote last night when you wrote those?
I got to tell you, I was laughing to myself down here in the office writing it. So
I didn't get to read it because I was working till about 1 in the morning. But when I finally got to it today, I was crying. I had to call you. My face still hurts just thinking about it, man. It's the best.
I don't know. I haven't heard it yet.
Oh, Ruffy, you will.
Oh,
but we have a whole production plan for this. This is not going to go easy.
Oh, you will. Of course.
This serious business, man.
Got my man Artie Werkel in there. Yep, I love that hat Artie gave me. I'm gonna wear it next time on the show.
I had that. I brought that hat
Did you bring it to Aruba? Oh,
I did.
Why didn't you take a picture of yourself and post it, for Christ's sake?
You know what? I might have a picture of it with
you do.
We went to
God bless you.
God bless you.
Yeah. All right. All right, Petey, listen, why don't you get a money-making scheme out of the way, and then we can move right into our guest. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's never a scheme when you have sponsors like we have that are some of the best sponsors in the world. Right. And, of course, tonight we bring you, ladies and gentlemen, New Jersey Fire Equipment Company, straight out of Jersey. Established in 1930 and under the current ownership since 1987, the New Jersey Fire Equipment Company handles a complete line of fire department equipment and supplies. Headquartered in Greenbrook, the company operates full 3M Scott service facilities in Ridgefield Park and Toms River, staffed by 10 fully authorized Scott certified technicians with a fleet of 6 fully equipped service vans. All New Jersey fire technicians and sales representatives are active or retired firefighters, officers or chief officers, career and volunteer. They understand the business and the importance of their work. New Jersey Fire has represented Scott since Earl Scott entered the SCBA business at the end of World War II. Among other leading manufacturers represented by New Jersey Fire are Globe and Firedex Turnout Gear, Mercedes Hose, Task Force Tips and Akron Brass, Hygenol, Fire Hooks, Arctic Compressors, MSA Carnes Helmets, ChemGuard Foam, Alkalite and Duo Safety Ladders, BA Face Shield Protectors, Truckman's Choice Saws, Grove's Gear Racks and Washer Dryers, Supervac Fans, RPI, Streamlight, and many others. A New Jersey incorporated and based company, sales and service are limited to the state of New Jersey. Find us now at www.njfe.com. That's www.njfe.com.
Nice.
All right.
You know how you can tell when I like you? When the guy from New Jersey Fire Equipment calls me and I see it's him and I pick up and go, yo, what's up, fart face? And he's like, oh, what's up? I love that guy. But he won't send me a picture of his old lady. I keep saying to him, dude, send me a picture of your lady. He's like, nah.
He knows.
No.
Imagine that.
But you know what? He did invite me down to his place in Jersey at the Jersey Shore over the summer. I'm like, listen, what are you going to do then? I'm going to have to see your old lady. You're not going to hide her from me then. What are you going to do, bro? You know what I mean?
When you're strutting around with all your muscles and your tan and everything.
He's a good dude. Yeah, his son's getting on, I think, in the Newark Fire Department, I think. Yeah, something like that.
Awesome, man. That's
never heard of him.
All right, Pete, let's do the super chat thing. Let's get greedy.
Yeah, well, you guys, you know the deal. You guys are our number one sponsors and syndicators. And if you want to throw us a few shekels, if you absolutely positively have a question you have to ask the chief tonight, hit us up in the super chat. Anything helps. Anything is cool. We really appreciate your support. Thank you, guys. Boom.
Excellent. Good job. So buck up. Don't be afraid. Get the alligator arms out of the way and throw up a few. Let's bring him in. Let's bring in this guy, man. 38. Let me just show you his book right off the bat. He just came out with a second book, but I'm going to show you the first one. 38 years of Detroit firefighter story, Bob Dombrowski, right here. He makes a hell of a martini all the way from Detroit, actually all the way from Detroit via Sarasota, Florida now. Here he is, Chief Bob Dombrowski.
Hey. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me.
He looks good.
Look at him. He looks good for 182. Wow. Great job.
Wow. I'm only 181, man.
Yeah.
Wow, Chief.
All right,
welcome
Pete,
to the show.
We got a couple of things to do before we start talking to the chief. Let's get patriotic before Susie gets her panties in the wad. Let's get the pledge done. Yep.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. Gives them to me the douche chills. Yep.
I get the chills every time, man. I love it.
You know what? Is there any
I hate to say this, but is there any better Americans in America than firefighters? I think.
No, amen, Chief Dombrowski.
I think we are all American.
I'm not gonna lie.
All American through and through, man.
That's 100%. Yeah.
Yep. We run into buildings. We run into buildings. We don't know what color you are. We don't know what race you are. We don't know what religion you are. We don't know what sex you are. We don't really give a shit. We run in to get you out. Period. Amen. And I want to come down to Sarasota and have one of your world famous martinis because there's a couple of people.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
I told you, I'm moving down there.
Come on.
I can't feel my face
down there.
You won't regret it.
All right, Pete. Let's give the word of the day before we get right out of the chute.
Goodness gracious, the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's ready. This is a good one. I don't know what it means, but we're about to find out. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the word of the day is West Sider.
Nice. Cider. I know what that means.
You do? Good. Maybe you can explain it to us then, because we don't know what the hell it means.
Did I spell it like that?
That's what a Detroit guy sent me, bro.
Check that out. Should straighten that out.
All right.
So what goes on with this West Sider? What is that?
I think there's a little East Side or West Side of battle going on there. Like,
the city's divided in half. You know.
Oh, is it West Sider?
East Side or West Sider?
Well, I see. It was spelled incorrectly.
That's because you always have alcohol on your mind.
West Sider. It's West Sider.
Oh, there we go. He's a West Sider.
Hold on. And actually, it's one freaking word. Save.
Is it?
No, it's West Sider.
I said that. That was my bad. I spelled it wrong. All right.
I just went with what you sent me, bro.
All right.
West Sider.
Here's a little toots for you, a little 1-2 for you. You know what I mean?
A little 1-2 for me. Maybe somebody's a good roller, somebody's not. I don't know. We'll just say it. All right. So let's get started from this guy 38 years. Maybe you could paint us a picture of what it was like growing up in the city of Detroit in the 50s and 60s. Back then, was it not one of the greatest American cities in the 50s and 60s?
You know what? We thought we lived in the greatest city in America. Honest to God. I remember when I went to boot camp in the Navy and the guys from New York, Chicago, Boston. Wow. Man, we're from Detroit. Our city is the best. And that's how it was. My neighborhood, I had a park 3 blocks down with Olympic-sized swimming pools. It was all free to go to every day. It was wonderful. You know, everybody had a little bungalow house with a driveway and a backyard with a garage and a basement, and we thought we were on top of the world, man. We loved it.
And Detroit was booming, right? You had the auto industry there, and it was.
You get a job in the morning, Monday morning at Ford's, quit at noon, go to General Motors, get a job. And then Tuesday, get up, quit that, and go to Chrysler's. I mean, it was that's how it was. Honestly, and you make good money.
You keep bumping it up. Hey, listen, these guys are paying me $50. These guys are paying me $100. Keep bumping it up every time you went somewhere.
I swear to God, when I went to boot camp, I'm with these first time I met people from other places. But all those Detroit guys, I had a GTO, another guy had a 442, another guy had a 351 Mustang. And these New York guys are going, you guys are full of shit. You don't have that. We do. We do. And I'm surprised you don't have it. But it was the way it was. It was booming, man.
So what year you went into what branch of the military? And you said the Navy?
I was in the Navy Reserves for 6 years. I went in there on May 10th, 1970. And then I came on the fire department June 26, 72.
What brought you to the fire service? Do you have any family in there, or you nothing?
No. I had a friend that lived down the street, my buddy Gary. His dad was a fireman. And Gary and me were working at Chrysler's, the afternoon shift. Back then it was tough in those factories. And I'd go pick Gary up, and his fireman dad had a pool in the backyard, an above ground pool, but he'd be sitting out there having his cocktail going, it's got to be hot in that factory today. Here we go. And his old man was cool. His old man drove a GTO and was just the coolest guy in the neighborhood. And then when I got home from the Navy, Gary told me he filled out an application for the fire department. They're hiring, and he said his old man got me one, an extra one. They want to fill it out, so sure, I filled it out.
That's usually how it works, man. That's always how it works. It's always.
I had no before thoughts and filled it out, and wow, what a moment.
Did Gary get on the job, or he didn't get on the job?
Gary.
Yeah. I read about him in 38 years. We used to go drag racing together and doing all that crazy stuff.
But did he get on the job too?
Yep.
Gary.
Same class.
Oh, Gary. Pete, who got on?
Gary.
Gary Hogue.
Gary Hogue. Now, was he?
Gary Hogue. I hope he's listening, man.
Was he a West Sider? Was he a West Sider, Pete?
Hey!
West Sider with an S.
He wasn't an apple cider with a C. He was a West Sider with an S.
No.
You dick.
No.
Oh shit! Oh, it's gonna be one of those tonight. I swear.
Oh yeah. All right, let me get to the Chiefs' timeline here because I have all these silly questions all over the place. So.
Okay,
I was going to say. So what year was that, Chief? You took
72.
the test?
He got on in 72. He started the academy.
I took the test early, like a year and a half earlier. In fact, it almost went 2 years before I got on, and I forgot about it. I forgot all about that. I had.
It's incredible.
I took these tests and passed them all. And there used to be a restaurant by my house called the Anchor Inn. And we knew all the girls who worked there. It was an all-you-can-eat place, but they had a bar there. We used to be able to go there and drink for free. So I'm there. I'm telling this one girl, I goes, "Where's Dave, her boyfriend?" He goes, "He's not coming out tonight. He's taking a test for the fire department tomorrow." I go, "What?" I said, "I took that test and passed it like a year and a half ago. What?" So anyways, the next day I stopped by my mom's house and she says, "Hey, somebody called you from the fire department." So, I called Monday and they said, "We have a position for you."
Oh, a position.
Nobody ever used a word like that with me, a position. I
said, Bob, we got a position over here.
I'm somebody. I just turned into somebody.
Yeah. Here I was on a one-way ticket to Palookaville. Right. Now
at the Anchor Inn.
That was wow. Yeah.
Anchor Inn at the all-you-can-eat waitress place. I mean, the all-you-can-eat food place.
I was just saying. I'm like,
hey, you know what? You take what you can get, man.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
All right. So 1972, you started the academy.
Yeah.
It's a six-week academy. Is that what it says here?
Yeah, I think 6 weeks. Yeah.
Now you're sent to the Engine 12 as a trial firefighter. What exactly is is that like a probie or is it what's a trial?
Yeah, what's we call them? Now, see, when it was funny because when we graduated, and then but day before we graduated, the list came out to the fire stations. Where the new class is going. So Gary calls me up. He goes, "Hey, the list came out yesterday. Where we're all going." And I go, "Yeah, so what?" I didn't know the number of one fire station in the city. I didn't know anything. It was what makes no difference. He goes, "Oh, this makes a difference. Where you're going?" I go, "Where am I going?" He goes, "You're going to Engine 12. Now, Engine 12 was the fire station right at the academy. So all these guys are graduating, going somewhere. I'm stuck right there at the academy.
You walked about 450 feet to your
It was like, yes.
Grab your shoes from over there.
It turned out good.
Yeah.
Nice one.
I gotta stay here and the instructors and everybody over my man. But it was a great house.
Head on over to Engine 12. Here's your hat. What's your hurry?
Yeah,
there you go.
You walk outside, walk back in. What was the city like? You got on the job.
The city was really going through a change. I often say we had a revolution, and the revolution started in 1967, and it ended in 1974 when Coleman Young got elected, man. And because it really went from like a white power structure to a black power structure. And Coleman Young was like, he was a bad dude, man. I'm telling you what, he was in the McCarthy hearings. He was one of them guys. He was an old communist, and he was tough. And everything. We had busing, we had everything, and just people started moving out of the city and vacant homes and vacant neighborhoods. And the city, I mean, I love the city. I wrote 38 years about the Detroit Fire Department. I'm going to plug another book, Punchki Day, about growing up in Detroit, and I got 1969 coming up. All about Detroit. I love the city, and it really went through some tough times, but I never lost my love for it.
Right.
Never.
So, and we don't know much about the Detroit Fire Department. So, how big is the department? You know, roughly how many firehouses?
The fire department, when I came on, was 1,800 guys. We had 90 fire companies. Today, we have around, I looked it up the other day because it's changing every day. We have around 47 fire companies and around 740 guys.
That's more than half.
Yeah. Now imagine this. Like I said, New York, you guys, when I was a kid, New York had 8 million people. Today, New York's got 8 million people.
Yeah, right.
Detroit had almost 2 million people. Today, Detroit's got about 700,000. So that means 1.2 million people's homes, apartments, businesses, factories burnt down in that time period. And I think, I'm not sure, but I was at half those fires.
So are all those? I'm sure there's a lot of vacants still there in Detroit, right? It's just like
yeah, but it's coming. It's coming back. Like we got the city is really turning around. They got good people coming in and running it, and like back when I was say in the 70s. We had fire trucks that our doors, we had the Max, like you guys had. Yeah. They bought we went to Seagraves, and then around 1970, they bought a bunch of Max. They completely rusted out. We would take the gear, the gear that was inside the compartments. You know those plastic milk crates that you see milk comes in?
Yeah.
We would fill the gear up in there. We'd throw it on top of the hose beds. Because if we left it, it would fall out onto the street, and that's the way we rolled. I mean, compartments rusted out, rigs rusted out.
I have talked to a few guys from Detroit, and I remember stuff, and I wasn't on in the 70s and the 80s, but I do remember hearing story. We had rigs as spares from the 80s, and you remember that, Cool. Everything was rusted out, and you said would be bellowing black smoke, and it was a disaster, right? And you just say to yourself, it was like held together with bubble gum and a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
But I've talked to guys from Detroit. They take that to a whole nother level, man. Those guys were like,
I think them and Boston. I think Boston was the same thing. Like they said, they could see through the floorboards in the rigs.
Yeah. We had one day. I'm driving. We had a street called Telegraph. And that when I was a teenager, we used to drag race up and down Telegraph. So I get a run down Telegraph.
Allegedly.
I'm driving a Seagrave 85-foot tiller rig, right? And you had to double clutch those things. You know what double clutch? You go from first, put it in neutral,
and you go to third, right?
Yeah. I mean, so I'm going down Telegraph, sirens and all that. The rig would only do 20 miles an hour. That's
run faster.
People are beeping their horns, like, get out of the way. I'm going
get in. I'll take you to the job.
20 miles an hour. It was beyond. I mean, you think back about that. And right now, I'll tell you what, they got all new rigs.
Somebody just said
that. I think you're in New York City when you go to Detroit Fire Station. We got
pull up some of those pictures of the old rigs, Pete. There's some old
for
pictures
sure.
What's crazy is it was the guys that had nothing that were doing all the work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you really think about what you guys were doing, I've seen a lot of videos from Detroit. I always said myself, if I didn't join the FDNY, if I had to pick a spot, I think I would have went to Detroit. You know what I mean?
Who's that? The Polish ginger? Who's that guy?
Oh my God! Look at that guy.
Hey, that's right. That's me and Ron Winchester. We both ended up as senior chiefs. That's at Ladder 13, American LaFrance, which was one of our better rigs at the time.
What year was that about? That's early.
That would be probably around 1978.
Right. And there was another really interesting rig that we spoke about in the pre-show here. This is the boat tender. Tell us about this.
Yeah. Well, you know, the fireboat, we got a fireboat in Detroit. In fact, now we got two, which is amazing. But they would hook into these, the fireboat would hook into these pipes along the river. And we had these high pressure hydrants that the boat tender would respond to. This really strong stream of water would come. And those guns on top are they're over 100 and some years old. There's beautiful works of art. But that truck right there was the first truck. We went to slime green for a while, you know, that color.
Yeah.
And that was the first truck they painted slime green. So it was a big thing when they pulled up with this thing. What is this green fire truck? And the back end is from like maybe 1930 or something. They welded that truck.
It's like a Frankenstein.
Yeah. But you know what, man? You get that out in a second alarm or third alarm with them guns blasting, and oh man, it's a beauty. It's a beauty.
And then there's one more here, Engine 49.
Oh, yeah. That right there is the classic Detroit fire truck. That's the Seagrave safety cab. And back in the day, I mean, Detroit was a rich, wealthy city. I mean, a Model T, you know, in the 30s, we designed that rig and gave it to Seagrave, and they built that rig for us. And other cities might have bought it, but that was called a Detroit safety cab. And that was all our rigs looked like that.
What was that? What was that for? Was that pumper?
That's an engine. No water tank, you know, which is a problem. You got to stretch the 1.5 inches. You guys probably don't use 1.5 inches, do you?
No, 1 3/4 and 2.5. Right?
We use 1.5 inches and 2.5.
So all you got is hose on that and a pump, but there's no tank on this. So you got no booster water.
No tank. So you pull up to a nothing fire. You got to stretch. You got to stretch to a hydrant, which is a pain in the ass. But when I was a trialman, when I went to Engine 12, they had one of them new Macs with the
reel.
Yeah. Oh man, I was like, man, we love that.
Look at that Q siren right in the front. Look at that bad boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the bell there, man.
And you got the bell.
Yeah. See the bell.
Imagine if you had that rig in pristine condition today, right?
Oh man, awesome worth a fortune. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a beautiful rig, man. The beautiful rig.
What year is that rig, Bob?
That right there would be I'm going to guess 1957, 1958.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at the gas pumps outside, huh?
Incredible.
You know, the front suction there.
Yeah, I do see the front suction. I didn't see that.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't see that. That's pretty cool, man.
Wow, man.
Awesome. All right, let's get back to his timeline.
Banging.
I'm not banging.
That's you know what? That's my kids upstairs. Should I straighten them out?
Yeah.
I'll call it back to the old days, you know.
Martini. Linda, Martini.
Sorry, I made one.
Coming. The lampshade's coming.
Sorry.
Oh, my lampshade's about to come too.
Gunga din, Vada. Gunga din, get me Vada. Linda, Martini.
Hey, listen, a man can die of thirst around here, you know.
Yeah. So, Bob, Coops is going to ask you, so I'm going to cut him right off. How long did it take you to catch your first job when you got on?
My first fire. Okay, my first fire. My first day there, you know, like we worked 24 hours, and the way they did it back then was everybody had to start on Monday. So thank you, honey. Thank you.
I love you, Linda.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great.
Bob married up too, huh?
Well, I did. I did 42 years. I don't know how she hung around with me, but she did. But anyways, my very first day, Engine 12, you had to work 12 hours. And we only caught one run in that time. It was just it was a nothing. It was some little burning trash in the fire. Second day, we didn't do hardly anything. My third day, and I'm giving everybody crap because I'm keeping up with the guys from my class, and they got a fire. Two fires. And here, and Engine 12 was supposed to be top 10 engine, man. I says, what is this? You know, I'm not getting, man. So my third day around 10 o'clock at night, we got a box alarm, and this guy goes, I guarantee you it's a fire. And as we're cruising there, I'm on the back of that Mac, you know, hanging up. You could just smell that smoke, you know, like you're at. on a bonfire, but you're not up north, man. You're going down Thermal. And I go, whoa. And we pulled up in this apartment and rigs everywhere and guys running around. And my first fire, I go in there, and back then the squads ran specials, which medical runs, we call them specials. And the squad, I go up the stair and the squad guys got a line, and all of a sudden they found some guy. They got to haul him to the hospital. So they dropped the line. I said, "Go get it, kid." So I go down the end and I get on the pipe. We had Rockwoods. You know what Rockwoods are?
Nah.
No.
Oh my God, they were from the U.S. Navy. They're 1.5-inch brass nozzles. See, if we were at my house in Detroit, I'd show you when I got one. I happened to pick it out of trash, you know. But, they were works. We loved them. They were works of art. And man, I got on this fire, man. I was in a second floor apartment, rear, and wow, that was crazy, man. You know, it's one of the moments that you're never gonna forget.
Dude, look at the happiness in his face. Look at his face. He's lighting up talking about his first fire. That's a fireman right there, bro.
Your first kid born and your first fireman. Those are the 2 days, baby. Those are the 2 days, man.
You know what, Bob? Bob, I want to. You know what? You told me. I'm gonna try something. Hold on a minute. You ready?
Yeah.
AJ, Tito's and Diet Coke. AJ.
Yeah.
Shut up. Silly woman.
I don't know. I have Linda give her a call.
Right. Nice.
What the hell? Shit. Shit, she's still not coming. All right, so after you wind up in engine landed in ladder 4, in 74. You had it with the engine 12, and you bounced around.
No, it was disappointing. It was disappointing because when back then you were traumatic for 6 months, right? And when you get on 6 months, they send you to the truck, which we had a truck right there, you know. So I'll go across the floor. They send me to a single ladder company, like a slower ladder, because back then in the 70s we still had slow companies, busy companies. And so they sent me to a slow truck, and I go, oh man, I'm with all these guys. All these guys are like, I think the second youngest guy was like 20 years older than me, you know, and they're all sitting around. And so I'm there, but then every list, every 3 months. I'm on every list then. Every list, I'm at a different company. So then in 1974, I put a letter in. I said, for any busy company in the 5th Battalion, you know, you could do that. And it's something in ladder 4. And so I got there, a bunch of cool guys, tiller truck. I loved it, man. Loved it. Good time.
That was ladder 4.
Yeah. Engine 10, ladder 4. Yep. Ladder 4 I was assigned to.
And you said it was a tiller.
Yeah. Yeah. Love that, man.
You were driving that tiller, brother?
Oh, man.
Right here, right? Woo.
Nothing.
What did I say?
Nothing like at the time I had a Triumph motorcycle. Everybody, it's great. Yeah, nothing, man. You get on the back of a fire truck on a tiller. There's nothing cooler in the world.
Like Kramer.
You know, hands on top going forward, hands on the bottom backing up, baby.
Even more than a Triumph, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
I just sold my Triumph, so that's a big statement right there.
You had a Triumph?
I had one, a 72. It was awesome, and it was custom chopped and everything. Beautiful.
I had a 73 Triumph Tiger.
That's what I had. Yeah, awesome, man. Nice.
They say that only West Siders have 73s.
Oh.
East Siders all drove Hondas, man.
Sometimes I like to take my 73 and put it in a 74, or you take 17 and put it in
slide. That's an inside joke with Petey.
Oh, they break my
Bob,
chops.
who was some of the guys that you remember early on? Like, who was the guys that you followed?
Oh, when I went to ladder 4, engine 10, one guy I'm going to think up of was I'm going to mention him is Greg Best. We kind of became like, you know how they see what another guy, you know, me and Greg, and our first night there, you know, we had a fire. We come back around 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. We're looking for something to eat. There was nothing. So we made some oatmeal. and we're eating this oatmeal. Man, this oatmeal tastes like shit. Next thing you know, we get an oatmeal fight. And oatmeal everywhere. We're laughing. Then it's getting like 6 a.m. Well, we better clean this stuff off before the other unit gets in.
Oh shit!
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. If you ever get an oatmeal fight, clean it off right away. Don't let it harden. Don't let it harden. But it was like love at first sight. You know what I mean? I mean, me and him. And we end up backpacking to Europe and all this crazy stuff. He was best man at my wedding. But Dan Isaacson, Herschel Hembry, Johnny Dillon, Wes Pinchek, Captain Pierce, man. Oh man, these guys are legendary and great firefighters. And Ron Zalaki, who left us, went out to Pontiac, and then Pontiac goes bankrupt, and Detroit goes bankrupt. Pontiac goes, you can't win, man.
No.
Hey, what the hell was I just going to ask him? That just went right out of my head like that. Look at that.
What's the best way to win an oatmeal fight?
Oh man, clean it right away, man. Don't let it set. I'm telling you.
Old school tip of the day. Yeah. Actually, right here, you're talking about ladder 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good, because I have a great ladder 4 photo. Check that out right there.
Yeah, yep. The guy's putting up a roof ladder. Got the stick, putting up a roof ladder, getting up to open up that roof there.
Notice you're working on a peak roof.
Roofy's like, what?
I'm not on that.
No, I'm not talking about those guys.
Oh man, I know. And look at what's not on our back, man.
I was just gonna say that,
mask.
Bob. I was just gonna say that, Chief.
No mask.
No mask.
Yeah.
No mask.
Chief.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask him now. Bob, in the 70s, you had a lot of World War II vets in the firehouse, or?
Oh yeah, all the bosses were, brush cuts, smoking Luckies.
Lucky Strike.
Oh man! Oh man!
Yes, the Lucky Strike. After a fire on a roof with no mask, I smoked the Lucky Strike.
Black shoes, white slacks. I'll tell you what. Yesterday they had a fireman's meetup here in Venice, Florida. Bunch of Detroit guys. We went there. And there's this one guy, Van Horton. I'm going to shoot out. And he was a great guy, but he left in 78. I got married in 78. Last time I seen him was at my wedding. Gave me $35, which everybody else was giving $25. You remember those things.
Yeah, right.
And so he left and got a job down in Clearwater, but we're reminiscing. And he goes, man, I remember going to Detroit to fight. He goes, every day you had to bring a pocket full of money between the chow, the card playing, the beverages. He goes, you had to bring a pocket full of money in every day.
And you couldn't wait to get there.
Clearwater, you brought in a bag with a bloaty sandwich.
The brown bagged it.
He was a great guy, great Detroit fireman.
This is the last text I'm going to send to my old lady to bring down. To get me in. Bring me down to Tito's and diet.
Bob, do you still keep in touch with any of those guys?
Yeah, well, yesterday I've seen a bunch of them. But we kind of, when we lived in the city, you had like two neighborhoods. You had like on the west, it was called Copper Canyon. You had a west side, all the cops and firemen lived.
West side. Hold on a minute.
Oh, sorry.
Bob ain't gonna be able to feel his face.
And then the east side, they had two little copper canyons, and it was great. It was a great neighborhood. It was a great time. We all were on the same social, economic level. We all were firemen or cops. We all hated the mayor. We would have it would just be fun. And so we were all together. Then when I moved out of the city illegally, built my house on Grosse Ile, then guys started spreading out. They started spreading out all over the place, and you lost.
You don't see him as much. Yeah,
a little bit of that. I think every change there's some upside and downside.
Chief, I gotta hop in on one thing real quick. Everyone in the chat is breaking chops about me showing you this, the Rockwell,
baby,
the SG60. Talk to me about this thing. Yeah, talk to me about this bad boy right here.
I tell you, this was the U.S. Navy, and the U.S. Navy invented the 1.5-inch line, and they had it. And afterwards, we bought all that stuff. Detroit did, and that's all we used. And in the 70s, they started going to the more modern pipes. It was World War III. We did not want to give up these things. Hey, they always work. They never
look heavy as shit.
I was just gonna say, Roof, they look a little heavy. Don't they?
I'm gonna tell you what. People come over to my house, and I got my little bar in the basement set up. I got fire pole. I hand them one of them. I just hand it to them like it's nothing. They grab it. Like,
hey, wait a minute. Did you say you got a fire pole in your basement?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. Wait a minute. You don't have to ask Linda to go around and,
Well, let me tell you a story, man.
All right.
This is a story. This is a story about the fire pole.
All right, give it to me.
We had the fire poles, and if I'm about anything, I'm about tradition. Number one, I'm about tradition, and I tell you, we had the fire poles, and they're going to take the fire poles out. They're going to take, and those are many reasons they're going to take the fire poles out. But one of the reasons they're going to take the fire poles out was, it seemed a lot, firemen are, seemed a lot of guys. We start work at 7:30, and it seemed a lot of guys would slide the pole at 7:35 and twist their ankles and stuff. It'd be usually the day after a baseball tournament or something like that.
King of the ice.
And so my OSHA said these things are dangerous. So we're fighting it. And finally, they said they're going to take it out. So the city says we're coming and getting all the poles. And so the guy says, well, if the city is going to get it, we're taking them out. We're going to divide them up. So I'm fighting with the guys. And I remember this. I'm going to say it, Mike Malarnich, man, if you're listening, he goes to me, you got two choices. We're cutting the poles down, man. He goes, you either can have a piece or not have a piece. There ain't no third choice. I said, well, give me a piece, man. And I got it in my basement, man. Nice. Right there, up in Detroit,
Nice.
Do you wax your pole, Chief?
Oh, yeah. Get some brass on Saturday morning.
I do it every day,
brass. You guys in New York do the brass still on Saturday morning?
You're talking about that pole. All right.
Yes, the guys still do that, yes.
Yeah. Let's go to 78. Let's move forward all the way up to 78, bro.
Yeah.
When you got sent to ladder 13, engine 33.
Yeah.
This house.
Longdale and Lafayette.
All right. Was that a busy place right there? Was that a
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what.
I would say it's a little busy. Look at this.
Oh, hello.
That's chat for that's a fun. But I'll tell you what, when I went to Longdale and Lafayette in 1978, it would be about medium. By 1984, we were probably the second busiest in the city. Maybe Engine 50 would be the only engine company busier. We were rolling, baby. We were 80s, 90s, the 7th Battalion.
Is that you at the top of that?
No. I don't. You know what? I don't know. I could have been. I could have been.
Yeah.
I was up there, and I don't know. Eisner. Another guy I'm going to mention is Bill Eisner, a prince, a guy who's not a fireman, would go around and take pictures, the best pictures. And I got all my pictures from Bill Eisner.
Yeah, that thing looks chunky, man. It's chunky.
Yeah, look at this thing. I love when you zoom in and all you see is the firefighter up against the
hanging on.
Yeah, with no tank.
Yeah.
You don't need no stinking masks.
But I'm going to tell you about the masks, the Scots and the MSAs. When I first came on a job, they were steel. And I would compare that to having two bowling balls on your back.
Oh, yeah, man.
So
there was still steel when we got on, Roofy. They didn't change the composite until later on.
Yeah, well, you know how heavy
they were. Heavy as shit, man.
They were. You talk about ball buses, plus all the other equipment you got on, and you got this.
Oh, yeah.
And when we got that first aluminum spun tank, they said each fire station won. What? And it would be like, get
And
that tank.
either the captain got it or the senior man.
Well, they went in the basement. Whoever came up got it.
Did you ever hear we had one blow up? You hear that story?
Yeah.
No.
This is the craziest story if you want me to tell it.
Yeah, I love crazy stories.
Anyways,
Wait a minute.
man,
Have another sip on the martini, then tell the story.
This is going way into the future, but I'm a lieutenant at Engine 33, Ladder 13. So I drive to work in the morning. I get to work and I look all around the place. There's chief cars, police cars. I go, oh man, something happened, man. Something happened. I don't know what these guys did. So I go walking in the back door. You know, I'm in charge, Engine 33s. They go, hey, Bob, you hear what happened? Go what? It goes, a tank blew up and blew the engine up. One of them air tanks blew up. So I go there and the engine is like, we had a lime green American France pumper. It's all blown up. And this mask blew up. And I'm going to tell you the whole inside story, which is probably, but
carrying that thing on my back.
It's been out and people know about it. So anyways, it blew up and the bomb squad's there and everybody's trying to figure out what the hell happened. It's, you know, a tank blew up. So these are brand new tanks from MSA, and MSA, I think, is from Pennsylvania. So called MSA and said the tank blew up. So they called every fire department in America to take those tanks out of service right now. We don't know what happened when one blew up in Detroit, you know. I don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happens. But the funny thing is, if you go into the fire station, if you look right to the left, there's we threw all our broken equipment from the night before, and every day you'd have broken axes, broken pike poles. And here's this broken harness, this harness, like it almost looked like it got squashed. Well, it turned out the night before they were at a fire, and a guy dropped his tank in the street because he had to go up a ladder, and another fire engine rode over it, but nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. And that's why the thing blew up. And when they figured that out, I mean, MSA, the president flew into Detroit.
No shit.
And they're all looking at this thing.
I didn't think it would do that much damage.
And then when the story comes out, man, it was like, holy.
Oh, there's a reason why it blew up. Oh,
but we were so bummed out because we thought we were going to lose our aluminum tanks, man. You know, I mean, that's all we cared about.
There's his old school tip of the day. Don't run over the Scott mess. I mean,
the tanks. Yeah.
The MSA.
Scott's in New York, Scott's.
We use Scott. Yeah.
We used back when I was there. We used MSA.
Yeah.
Chief,
hey,
let me ask you
this.
You
got an olive in that thing, Chief? What do you got, man?
It does have an olive.
No, she did. I got an olive in my first one, but this one.
Somebody forgot to put an olive in. I'm calling bullshit right there.
Don't say nothing. You'll never get a
martini again. You know what they say? If you drink a martini without an olive, it's uncivilized.
Oh yeah,
clearly civilized barbarian.
You gotta have an olive in martini.
You gotta slow down the alcohol a little bit.
Hoity-toity, I know.
He knows hoity and toity. All right.
Chief, in your career, what was the busiest time year-wise? Like, what years would you say were the busiest?
I would say the
80s?
busiest time, was the 80s beyond a doubt. And the 90s are busy. You know, I mean, like. You know, I heard about cities like New York and Boston when you guys went nuts in the 60s and 70s. We kept going. It didn't stop. And it went right through. And when it got to be like in 80s and 90s, there was nowhere you could hide in Detroit. I mean, any fire station that you went to, you got fires, man. I mean, you know, like I'm sure, you know, you might have a place right out here where, you know, you can get a little rest camp. There was no rest camps there.
No place to run.
No place to hide, baby.
No place for the head.
And you guys weren't getting a lot of companies responding. Like, what did you get? I think we've talked to somebody about this, but what do you get like on a regular box back then? What were you getting?
Box alarm back then, we got they sent 3 engines, a truck, and a squad. Now, for a while there, we went down to 3 guys on a rig, which is like ridiculous. Wow. They're back to 4 on a rig now, and then, you know, they started doing. But we do 3 engines, a truck, and a squad. Yeah, our squad, you know, one of them heavy squads.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, but you're doing it with half the department now, right? You had 1,800. Now you got less than half the department, man.
Yeah,
Less than half the company.
And plus, see, one thing I didn't have to do, we didn't do first responders. But the city went bankrupt. And God forbid, when a city goes bankrupt, these mother scratchers come in, your contracts are gone. You have no contracts. Everything's gone. And they do whatever they want. And that's when they said, hey, you guys are doing first responders and you got nothing to say. So on top of all the fires, we got to run out and do first responders. Thank God the fire load down. I talked to the guys. I said, fire load's way, way down compared to what it was, because back like in the 80s and stuff, there's no way we could have done that many fires and did first responders too.
How many runs were you doing a year in a typical?
Well, we wouldn't do that many runs, say a day. We wouldn't do that many runs a day. Maybe you'd have 8 runs, 9, but we'd have like three working fires. I'm on a working fire is you're going inside a building with a structure. You're going inside a building and 2, 3, 4. Like I remember one time. We get a guy comes in from the suburbs, because they'd send guys in from the suburbs to ride with us, And so I come in and it was the guy's second day and I wasn't there the first day. And I goes, well, what do you think? He goes, well, you know what, man, we didn't do anything yesterday. He goes, and back in my suburb, we had a house fire and a garage fire both in the same day. I go, well, all right, that's good. That's pretty good. That night we stretched 7 times, and they're all 3rd floor rears, man. All 3rd floor rears.
I hope he helped with the stretch.
It was like this poor guy, and everybody's come on, you should get in there, And I come down about 5 in the morning, man. We come back in, and this poor guy, he's drinking a cup of coffee. I go, well, we can still get an hour of sleep. He goes, I'm not going up. He goes, it ain't gonna stop. It's never gonna stop.
Wow.
It's Detroit.
I got your garage fire right here. Here's your garage fire, buddy. I want to ask you about this. What is you? At 88, you made first sergeant at ladder 4, and then what is first sergeant?
Sergeant. I meant. I don't know what the first is. I made sergeant, and I made sergeant in 88, I believe. And which is a great promotion, that's your first promotion.
What is that? That's before lieutenant, so you don't have a captain.
It goes sergeant, lieutenant, captain, chief, battalion chief, senior chief. So you make sergeant, and you're like a fill-in boss. Sometimes you're riding the back end, but if they need a boss, they send you. And when you're sergeant, you don't do dishes. You got little, you got little perks.
Perks. I got you.
And all of a sudden, you're a sergeant, man. You get a light blue shirt rather than the dark blue. You come in, man, and aren't you something? Hey, baby, I'm sergeant, man. That was cool. It was cool. It was fun.
Did they promote you that with time, or obviously you have to take a test? How does that?
No, we don't. We don't take tests in Detroit. Nothing. Back then it was straight seniority, and we loved it. We loved it because, and the city kept trying to change it. They kept trying to change it, but it was like, man, is there a more fair way in the world to promote somebody? And I'll tell you what, in Detroit,
senior guys, right?
Yeah,
I mean, really, you're right.
And you're a senior man, you go to sergeant, and in Detroit, I mean, like I said, there's nowhere to hide. You're going to fires, you're doing all this, and guys you see some guys, they just go, man. They get a duty or they quit or they go, this is crazy. You hang in there, man. You get that, man. It's great.
Yeah.
Chief,
and everybody's happy for you. Everybody's happy for you. Like, they're happy for you. They're go, hey, man, congratulations. And
well, it's your time, right? I
mean,
when it's your time, it's your time.
Hey,
there's a guy in the chat, Jack Robb said, sergeants get olives.
Yeah.
Oh, they do. Chiefs don't get olives. Sergeants get olives.
That's right.
Hey, what's I'm gonna throw a couple at you. What's a Ducky?
A Ducky's a firefighter, just a Ducky, That's that may be our word. You said earlier. It might be our word, a Ducky. That's what we call firefighters. Yeah, you're a Ducky.
Ducky. Look at that. We're learning stuff, Ricky.
Why is it a Ducky though?
I don't know. I don't know, but that's what you were. You're a Ducky. What am I? A Ducky? Yeah, Ducky. Yeah.
That's close because we call Pete a Dicky. So, I mean.
And we know what that means.
Yes, dickhead.
All right, here's the other thing. Somebody told me to ask you about the pop can alarm system.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, good old city Detroit. We went to computers, baby. We're going into the future. So they get us computers, but there was no alert. It wasn't hooked up to anything. Just you had to be around, listen to the, like the printer coming out.
God forbid you were out there taking a shit or something, and you had to.
So what the guys did is they would leave a pop can on top of it. So when the paper comes out, the pop can will roll off and hit the floor. We hear the can hit. That's how we knew we had a run coming in.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
how
we did it. Yeah, that's how we did it. Yeah, yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Sophisticated.
So the chat's going wild about Devil's Night, right? Now, I know we have a couple
that's on
photos here.
that's on my thing there, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump the gun on you. It's just
That's
they were
all right.
going wild, and I had these photos queued up and everything. Can you tell us some of your best Devil's Night stories?
Well, all right. I'm gonna do the whole Devil's Night thing. Never ask me a question because I'll give you a long answer.
All
like the Devil's Night's the night before Halloween, and Halloween. Detroit was one of the first cities to celebrate Halloween. And back when I was a kid, we didn't say trick or treat; we said help the poor. And the night before, you'd go out, you'd soap windows, you'd kick over trash cans,
Flower socks, all that stuff.
do ring doorbells,
Eggs.
do
Yeah,
nonsense. Well, they took it up a notch. They They started lighting things on fire, And at first, when I got on the job, we get a lot of runs, but it'd be like a garage fire, dumpster fires. And then they said, hey, man, we're going all the way. And they'd light everything on fire. And you would go on Devil's Night. Everybody works, man. I mean, the night before Devil's Night, everybody's working. Don't think you're going to get a vacation day or anything. You're getting married. Too bad. You're coming to work. Everybody works, and they put in extra fire companies, and you go from fire to fire to fire. I mean, it is just unbelievable. And they do everything they can in the city. They get garbage trucks with yellow lights on them, like that's going to stop people running around the city. They got all the cops working. But I mean, you go out there and you go from fire to fire to fire. And then they started doing things like they make command posts. Why they come up with this? Like, say you got 5 fire stations, they'd push them all together in one. So you'd have fire trucks all over the place. You got nowhere to sit or anything. You sit around and you just go from fire to fire to fire. And yeah, it was crazy. We had film crews from Tokyo, from Paris, coming in and filming us. It was like a phenomenon throughout the world. Sydney, Australia, they're watching. This is what's going on tonight in Detroit, man. They're lighting all these fires, and it was crazy. It was. I went to New York. You had a store down in New York that sells T-shirts. I'm looking at them all the different fire companies, and they had a Detroit Devil's Night T-shirt there in New York, man. Yep.
What's going on over there, Coops?
My wife did hear me, and she sent the boys down. One guy poured some Tito's in my cup.
There he is. Your bartender for tonight.
There's my boys.
You know what?
Bottle.
Hey,
pick up that bottle, kid.
Oh man, look at this! Look at the family, everybody. Wow, look at this.
There you go.
Hey, nothing like family, buddy. You got.
All right, beat it.
How many I got to ask you this: how many kids?
4.
4?
Yeah, man. 4. Oh, so I want to tell you about the Devil's Night. So that only really kind of stopped when the community just started walking around the streets, right? With is that how it kind of slowed down, or it just got it just ran its course?
Changed the word to Angels Night, like Angels Night. And like I'm with tradition, the Devil's Night, but after a while, it really it got to be where the mayor and the council and everybody are out there going, you know what, you guys make fools of us by doing this. And I think it finally got to people where I said, we're gonna stop doing this, and it really slowed down. But the day after Devil's Night, we'd all meet up in a bar, and the reporters would be there. They want to know how many fires. They try to add it up because the city would try to count it. You know, how many you have? I mean, what were you? You were on the boulevard? Were you on 12th Street? What street were you on? And they try to put it all together, but it was just an amazing thing. It was definitely it was a war zone. You know.
Yeah. Chief, did you guys have? I mean, I've heard this. I know we had. From Gary, Indiana, Tony Buckrup. We had guys that used to go up to Detroit and ride with you guys, right? Was that a common thing? Do you remember that?
In fact, when I was in Engine 10, we had a group of guys from New York that would come on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo Day. I don't know why they would come. All these New York guys would come and hang out, like 3-4 of them. They were cool as hell. And we'd go down, and we have a thing called Mexican Town. We go down there, and they're all going. It's your parades and everything. And we have a good time,
But those guys could ride on the rig, though, right? They were able to ride on the rig.
Ride on a rig and do whatever you want. I mean, I'm in charge of Engine 10 or whatever at the time, and we'd have a good time. I remember one time these New York. This is New York. These New York guys show up one time. They all got Carhartt coats on.
Oh, it had to be sock guys. It had to be sock guys.
Beautiful Carhartts. I go, oh, wow, would you guys get those? Those are free. Those Carhartt gave them to us. I said, Carhartt gave them to you? He goes, yeah. Well, you know where Carhartt is headquartered?
Detroit.
Yes. Yeah.
And we ain't got shit.
I swear to God, I go about like a month later, 2 months later, I go to a wedding. I'm sitting on this table, and we're talking, this one girl there, she says she works at Carhartt. So I tell the story. She goes, yeah, I'm the one who did all that. I said, hey, how about a few coats for Detroit?
How about a little something for us? I like
Detroit. I'm going, come on, man. But anyways, so I went and bought a Carhartt coat, and I like Carhartt. But anyways, we had to pay for them in the Motor City.
Oh, that ain't right, man.
Ain't right.
Do guys still? Do you know now? Do you talk to guys? Do guys still ride on the rigs now? Still or no? Like
I don't know, but I imagine they do. Because they come in, and we would get so many fires, and guys would come in from all over the place. Like I had a buddy of mine. This guy was named Paul Harvey. Like, remember the guy on the radio, Paul Harvey?
This is Paul Harvey.
Yep. And Paul Harvey, or anybody from Seattle firefighters are listening, this guy was one of the smartest guys I ever knew. Great fireman. And he came and rode the rigs, Engine 33. And he goes, I can't believe it. You guys just pull up, and the boss doesn't have to say anything. I said, he doesn't. Everybody, you dump the bundles, you grab the link. Everybody knows what the heck to do. He's going, yeah, this is incredible. And he's looking at our ready equipment. And in Seattle, they got they all drive Rolls Royce fire trucks. Right. And he's going, yeah, this is crazy. But yeah.
Hey,
now,
Chief,
go ahead, cool.
Go ahead, bud.
No, I think I had talked about this once before. I saw a video of Detroit. I don't remember how long ago it was, and it was looked like a
not 20 by that movie Burn.
No, it was like a 20 by 80, and it was like a 2-story brick, and it was coming out every window, right, the whole length of the building. I don't know who was taking the video, and one fire truck pulls up, and 2 guys get off. It looks like 3 guys, whatever it was, like you said, with the rattiest gear.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to look salty, but these guys had the rattiest shit on, right?
Yep.
And the guy did the same thing. He flaked out the line, looked like a freaking garden hose, right? He flakes it all out. The fire's right at the door, it was looked like a vacant. They popped the plywood off. And this guy proceeds to go in there by himself, right? By himself. And all you see is from the video, the fire, darkening down. That goes out. Going a little further, that goes out. And the guy goes through. It had to be an 80-foot building. It was a huge, and it was every window that he went to, you just saw white smoke coming out. And then a ladder pulled up after, and they put the ladder up. But the guy was in there by himself with what looked like a little, like you said, a little shitty garden hose. He looked like he was using.
Yeah.
Inch and a half.
Yeah. It looked like a little shitty hose.
All right. Here's my Detroit guy.
Cute.
Here's my Detroit guy. He says, I ride with Engine 33 and Ladder 13th every 4th of July and Devil's Night to this day. And you don't just ride and observe either. You work. You guys can come. You guys can come anytime. Let me know. He said.
Oh, I tell you what.
Yeah, that's a show right there, bro.
Let's go.
We got, we have the auto show, a big auto show, because we make the cars, and this one kid worked for Audi, and it was like some type of wherever Audis are made in Germany, he was some type of fireman. So he would come and he would stay in Detroit, and we let him, this German guy, we'd let him ride the rigs, and and I was the chief out there, and one time he goes, Chief, is it okay? I go, hey, John, just stay with him. Go on, man. And they'd be so, it was cool, man. It was
cool. How great of a show would that be if we went to
Don't
Detroit,
get killed.
rode
With
on
Petey
Devil's-
running down, all you would see is the camera running down the block.
Do it in the warm weather
I'm
when I'm
holding
there.
the
I wanna
camera.
come.
What
He's
fire?
going in.
What fire? I've never seen one because I've always turned right away.
Hey, Chief.
I'll run from a fire pit.
Chief Danny Buckeye. He was a long-time lieutenant in FDNY. He wanted to know in the chat, did you know Harvey Eisner?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Harvey Eisner was another. I'm gonna say, yeah, I know him. He was a photographer, writer, or something like that. Harvey Eisner. Now, Bill Eisner was our photographer. I know. I'm having a brain fog. I need one more martini.
You know what? I think
wasn't Harvey Eisner. Wait, wasn't Harvey Eisner from New York?
Yeah, but he was also a West Sider, I think.
Oh, Maron.
Well, he was dispatch. He was a dispatcher.
He was a dispatcher.
Oh, okay. I did know him. Yeah, a dispatcher in Detroit. Yeah. And you know what? I think he sent me all the runs from the riot, and I gave them to the Fireman's Fund, to hold all the runs we had during our '67 riot.
I have so many questions.
I think he did,
all right, let's
go to a lot of pictures too.
Let's go to 92. You get made lieutenant, a swing lieutenant, whatever that is. Engine 33, ladder 13.
You go between two. One day, back then we worked a day, off a day, work a day, off 3. And one day you'd be at Engine 33, one day you'd be at ladder 13. She had a swing, and there I was, man.
Look at you doing it. Doing it, Steven.
Look at yellow gear. Now look at that gear. Now that's the way the pants must have been new. They used to give us yellow turnout gear, which was ridiculous. Finally, the Detroit guys now are wearing black, but back then, and that's the way the color would go after a couple days.
Couple jobs, right?
Yeah.
He looks a little bit like one Hendry Mole.
Oh, he does.
I don't know who that is, but I bet that's not good.
He's a good-looking fella.
Good.
He's a good-looking fellow and a wonderful gentleman. Senior dude. Yeah,
all right.
Good guy. Wow.
Right.
Nice.
Then
nice
you go
shot
to
there.
Yeah, that's great. So 96, you go to senior lieutenant in Engine 37.
And Engine 37, which was probably my toughest time on the job. I'm gonna tell you what, right now. We were in the 2nd Battalion, and we were. Oh God!
Oh my God!
Come on, look at this.
Does that have an olive in it?
Now you wonder.
I love.
You wonder why a marriage can last 42 years. Hey, honey.
Martina.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Lay one on him.
Oh man, I'm having 3, so the rest I'm not responsible for.
Goodbye.
Correct. You are correct.
Oh man, nothing. There's no women better than fireman wives. I tell you what, best in the world. And let's have a toast to that, man. The fireman wives, man.
Yeah.
But you asked me a question. What was that?
I don't know. It was about your martini.
It was about your lampshade. Where is it, and when will it go on your head?
I don't have it yet, man. I don't have it yet. But you asked me a question. I know.
What do we ask?
Engine 37. Engine 37.
Yeah. So, anyways, this
Senior
is
Lieutenant.
This is, oh my God, I had a tough time at Engine 37. I'm going to tell you what. And so I get to Engine 37, and there was an EMS or MES and Engine 37. And so we're in the 2nd Battalion. And anyways, every morning you come in, you got 4 guys. You got 4 guys, the driver, the boss, 2 in the back. By 7:35, the chief would call and send Lisa Delore, who is one of our senior firefighters, a woman, fantastic firefighter. Sean McCarty, another fantastic firefighter. And they're both senior firefighters, so they would be picked up as a sergeant. So they would leave me with 3. And they'd always give me a trialman. Usually a trialman with a captain, but I was a senior lieutenant. I always had a trialman. So it'd be me and the FEO, that's what we call the driver, and the trialman. And me and the FEO, we did not get along. It's probably one of the few guys. And so I got the trialman there. So I would get there in the morning. This is my routine in the morning. I would get there in the morning. I'd lose Sean or Lisa. Oh my God, and so I got 3 guys, trialman, so we got there, and I do the paperwork, then I go make a pot of soup. We have a soup every day in the engine house at 10 o'clock.
Soup
every day. And you need 2 things to make soup.
No soup for you. What kind of soup?
You need hot water and something in the refrigerator. And you got that. You make some soup, man. And so I make a pot of soup.
If it's a shoe in the refrigerator, we're making soup.
And then we'd have to take the rig to go shopping. We couldn't because 4 guys that would cook out for an hour, but you can't. And then we'd have to drive out to where the chief dropped the mail off, and we do all this. We come in. I was the cook. I'm the lieutenant. I got to cook because Jim, so. And then we would fight fires all night, and it was crazy. And plus, the Highwaymen Motorcycle Club had their cut them off on Michigan Avenue. They come through with those straight pipes all night long down Central Avenue, and it was like, oh man, it was tough. It was a tough 5, and you put in for other places, but every time something would open up, some guy was like 1 name senior to me with some son of a gun would put it for it, man. And so here I am. And I look back with fond memories. This was a really nice house, and the guys are there. But I'll tell you one time, we get this trialman in. This is crazy story. And this guy, Louis, I think his name was Louis Ricky. I think he was Cuban. This little skinny guy with glasses, and he comes in his first day in the engine house from the training academy, and welcome to the job. I'm doing the best I can. I show him the rig, we go everything, take the rig out shopping. So we're out shopping on a rig, we pick up a box alarm. So okay, this is this kid's first fire. So we pull up, and so we stretch. We carry the bundles. We carry 2 bundles. We throw one in the street. You grab one. Louis takes it up, drop it on the porch, open up the bundle. I say, Louis, wait right here for a second. So I go through the house. The house is not a bit of smoke. It's completely clear or whatever. And I get to the back end of the house, and there was stairs going to the attic, and it's all rolling. So I go back out to get them to go in. I swear to God, I step right on the porch, and the whole house collapsed. Blows us both right out onto the grass. This is kid's first fire. Blows us both
and last.
Yes, man.
He swam back to Cuba after that.
I go, you okay? He goes, yeah, I'm okay.
Sí, señor Castro, me voy.
Babaloo, see you later.
Now all the other fire trucks are pulling up, so we get up, And by now the thing's just a pile of rubble, man. I mean, like another second, this guy would have been flattened. I would have been. But anyways, we put out the fire and stuff. Then we're leaving, and I wrote about this. We're leaving, and he says to me, he goes, "Oh, gee," he goes, "I was lieutenant." He goes, "I left my glasses on the porch." I goes, "What?" I said, "You left it. They're going to be gone." We go, the whole place, everything's gone. And they're sitting on this little piece of wood. I go, are you kidding me?
Hey, Chief, you know what we say? It comes up a lot on the show that how lucky we get, right?
Yes.
I mean, obviously, I'm sure in 38 years, you could look back. I mean, that's one of those things where you can't fake, you know what I mean? That's like, like you said, it's a couple of seconds and that would have been it, Yep.
And you know what? A couple seconds wouldn't have been it, and you just go on with it. You just go on with it. You get back on the rig, put the line back on the rig, go to another fire when it comes up. You just go on with. Then maybe a week later you're thinking about it. Man, God darn.
That could have really been it. Yeah. I mean, listen, it's just it's not your time, right? That's the only thing it could be.
Right. I gotta say this, Roof. I don't know if you agree with me or not. I gotta say now, Chief, we've interviewed how many guys? How many episodes do we have, Pete? 100? 88? Close to 100.
88 tonight. Yep.
We've interviewed 88 guys. I don't think I've ever interviewed a guy when he talks about his career or the career of firefighting, his whole face lights up, bro. I swear to God, I've never seen a guy like this before. When he's talking about his career or talking about going to fires, his whole face lights up.
He's ecstatic.
I'll tell you what, I think the man upstairs that I got on this job. I love the job. Oh my God. It was like
you better thank the man upstairs for Linda too. I got to tell you that right
now. You're a lucky man there, Chief.
Well, that's the thing. And I believe in that. I believe in that luck. And you got to think that you're lucky,
You love your job, man. All right, listen, before Linda brings in another martini, let's get to the captain part because she's going to bring another martini. And we
hold off on the martini.
Go slow on the next martini. So
well, you know what? I didn't go on and take a smoke break. So anyways, smoke break.
We got to get to the old school tip of the day.
I might be gone if I do that.
Smoke breaks, all right, let's go to 2001. You made captain. You sent to engine 23.
He made captain, though, on... What day?
September 11th, 2000.
No. I made captain in February, but I'll tell you that. I went to, I'm a West Sider.
Oh my God.
Holy shit,
you got 2 olives in there. She brought him 2 olives now.
Yes, make up. So I go to engine, I make captain and I go to engine 23 and I replace this guy whose name is Eddie Aldette, who is like just this legend. And now engine 23, squad 3 on the east side is probably their baddest house. You know what I mean? I mean, these guys are just badass firemen. I mean, they're just like I had never been there. I had to look on the map thing how to get there. So I pull in and I walk in my first day, and here's these guys. I'll get up, hey, Captain, how you doing? I go. I mean, it was just a great time, but I was only there for 6 months filling a spot. And then, then the list comes up, and then the guys said to me, they said, hey, why don't you put in for it? And so I put in to stay at engine 23, which would have been great, a fantastic house. And I was honored to be with these phenomenal firemen. I mean, these guys are just get the heck out of here. But then some guy with like one number ahead of me put in for it and got it. And then I lucked out because I got engine 10 on the west side. So, I was a happy camper, and it all worked out. And the day I went to engine 10, my first day was September 11th, 2001.
Oh, shit.
But listen, it gets crazy because I go in there my first day with my new engine house, September 11th. They tell me, they say, hey, they call me up. They says, you got to go to Cobo Hall you got to go to school with the Army this day for anti-terrorism weapons of mass destruction school.
No way, dude.
I swear to God, I got the certificate hanging on my wall. So I drive to Cobo Hall. My first day, I'll be back. So I drive there, and I'm sitting there in this with a group of guys, and you got these Army guys, and you know how they talk, so boring and stuff. They're talking, and this guy next to me. Back then, they had these little things that would come up, with things written on it. And the guy says, hey, an airplane crashed into the World Trade Center. And I go, no, you mean the Empire State Building? Because I know back in the end of World War II, an airplane, a bomber flew to the Empire State Building. With
we might have done a show on that. Somebody might have done a show on that.
Yeah, some great
floors. Amazing. Yeah. So he tells me that, and he goes, no, another plane just hit the World Trade Center.
Oh my God.
And we all go, what? And everybody's beepers start going off. We start going, so we got to get out of here. We got to find a TV, man. We get the TV and go, holy fuck. What the hell is going on? And so we're watching this thing, and I'm with an anti-terrorism weapons of mass, and I'm watching the most horrible terrorism, weapons of mass destruction thing ever to hit mankind right in front of us on TV. And I don't want to even talk about that, but I mean, 343 firemen died that day, plus oh my God.
Yeah, plus thousands of civilians.
2,000, and then we're watching those guys jump out the windows, and you know what? It bust me up, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, Bob, did it just reaffirm for you, though, while you were sitting there, right? I mean, doing, of course, just unironically what you were studying that day. Did it just reaffirm for you everything that you stood for, not only as a firefighter, but as an American and a patriot?
God darn American, the best country, the best people. And you know what? I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but 343 guys died that day. And I went to funerals, and I'm looking at them little kids in those limousines pulling up, and the kids are all excited, looking at the fire trucks, and look at all the firemen standing out there. And their dad just died. I mean,
yeah, man.
It's hard.
Yeah, Bob.
And I'm not even a New York fireman, man. And you guys, I salute you, man. I salute you. Hey. I'm gonna say West Side. I'm gonna have.
Hey, cheers.
He's calling his own word of the day right there, bro.
I'm calling it, man. I'm calling it.
Well, that was tough. I mean, it's got to be, but you know what though? It's got to be something that hits you that day, regardless of the fact it was a horrible thing. You must have stood up. And sort of said, you have a responsibility now, right? Because I know here we have a picture here. You did wind up on the pile, right? Or you did try to go and help, right?
Yep. I went. Oh man, we went there, and right away, we had like squad guys took off for New York, and we had Detroit called right away, and anything we could send, anything we can do. I was really proud of my city. I mean, we were there 100%. We were there 100%. And then when we went like 5 days later, and we called New York. We got a room because you couldn't get anything. As a bunch of us went. There's a picture of us guys that went together. A bunch of us Detroit guys.
How'd you get that, Pete? Yep.
And we're in Long Island, but so we went, and he says, just bring your dress uniforms and go to funerals. And so right there, it's all Detroit guys. We're in some convenience store in front of. In Long Island. I was so impressed. I went into this little store, and the muffins and the stuff was just so good, man. I'm going, look at these New York guys. Look at how they live, man. I mean,
the muffins.
Look at all this crap,
Muffins got him. Muffins got him.
I'm looking for some Hostess Twinkies. No, man. They got some. I mean, holy shoot. I go in there.
The muffins had him at hello.
Detroit guys, man. And we all went there. We went to the funerals, and we went to everything. And, it was funny. It was funny because, you walked around then in New York, and it was crazy and everybody wore those. I think you guys call them job shorts, those sweatshirts, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody had them on. Everybody, that's all anybody in Manhattan had on. And it was like Boston Fire Department, New York Fire Department, Detroit, Chicago, LA. And hey, man, if you go in the bars, you know, get a drink, keep your money in your pocket. And I mean, it was like unbelievable. And oh man, it was like, God, they just treated you so well. And it was just, you know, it was a horrible situation. But I mean, it was afterwards, it was America at its best. America at its best.
We've definitely lost that.
What?
Yeah.
We've definitely lost
what?
it.
Yeah,
We've
I would
definitely
do.
lost that.
I would literally. I don't know
September
what I would
12th
do.
was September 11th was the worst day ever. September 12th was 13, 14. America at its best.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty profound from a guy who's like 4 martinis in, bro. I love that.
No, I mean,
it's three, man. It's three. Come on.
I will tell you guys this, as just from my perspective, I'll never forget the 2 weeks after 9/11. I was just frozen. Like I kind of didn't know what to do with myself. You know, we didn't go to work. We didn't do anything. We just sort of sat. But I'll never forget. I lived in Astoria at the time. Everyone's windows had an American flag in it. Yeah. You saw a cop car, you saw a fire truck pass by, you know, you'd wave at everyone, you'd cheer them on. My dad was down there feeding people. His company donated all kinds of food for all the first responders down on the pile. And it just felt really, it felt, you know, like we were in it together. And you're right about that.
It's beautiful. It was beautiful. And there was some church right there. The one where they carried that one chaplain to, I forget what it was called, right across from, so you go in there and they had all these things along the fence about, have you seen this person?
Yeah, man, that was there.
You know,
yep.
And I go in there and I go, what do you want, man? I said, what do you mean? What do you want? What do you want? I go, I swear to God, he goes, you got any chapstick? They hand me a tube of chapstick. That was, you know, I mean, it was like, wow, and you know what? I went to a funeral and God darn it, what's that? Is it St. Peter's? It was on Fifth Avenue. Patrick's. And this guy was from, I believe, Squad 1, his most decorated fireman. And the mayor of New York was there. The cardinal was there. And they had some choir. I don't know where they got this choir from. This place was packed. But the cardinal says this, and this blew me away, man. He blew me away. He goes, why September 11th? And he goes, the very last crusade. The very last crusade. Where? All right, I'm going to blow a little. The Polish army defeated the Muslim army. Happened on September 11th. That's what I learned when I was at St. Patrick's. What an amazing place.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we just got there. I went, I have a son. My one son lives in Delaware. And when we come back from Florida or go to Florida, we stop in Delaware to see the 4 grandkids. And this time we went, he goes, let's go to Manhattan. So we get on a train and he goes there all the time for work and stuff. And he took me through, we went to St. Patrick's, we went through the whole thing. And I went back in St. Patrick's. I go, wow, I remember I was here for that funeral. It was just amazing.
All right, let's go over to 2005 there, Chief. You get made Battalion Chief, 7.5 swing.
Yeah.
Ended up in his own Battalion 4 in Northwest Detroit. So how's it from going from captain to Battalion Chief?
Oh, you know what? It was great. It was great. And I went from 7.5, which is the 2 battalions I love the most. 7th and then 5. And I got to swing and, you know, thank you. And I got all that. Then I make Senior Chief and I go to 4, which is out in Northwest Detroit. And 4 Northwest Detroit would be more modern homes. When I say modern, homes built like around 1945, 1950, as opposed to homes built in 1910. You know what I mean? You know, and so I'm out there and I'm out there, and then 7 opens up, and the guys, is a great house. This is a great group. And he says, hey, 7 open up. I go, yeah. He says, you're going. I go, I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. He said, why don't you stay here, Chief? I go, you want me to stay? I go, yeah, we want you to stay, man. So I ended up staying with them. They fixed up my whole quarters, you know, they painted it. You know, I got a little Chief's quarters there. But I tell you what, man, God, the fires we'd have. And yeah, it was just incredible. Just incredible. Every night you would go and you didn't sleep, man. You didn't sleep.
Yeah, not much sleep.
Well, I want to find out what that picture
we rest
was.
between runs.
What was
Oh, Pete, bring up the clown picture.
Oh, I got you. The clown team.
Oh man, you gotta show them, man. That's at Tiger Stadium, baby. That's me in the front, and it's Eddie Powers. He's up in heaven now, and he owned Casey's Bar, which was the coolest fireman's bar going. He's a fireman at Ladder 20, and yeah, we were there, and we do a heck of the fireman's field day was a great thing. And we're on a fireman's clown team. And there we are, 1958 Ford, given us to by Ford Motor Company, going down Woodward Avenue on Main Street. And we go all over. We go to hospitals and orphanages and just a great bunch of guys. And they're still there on Thanksgiving. You can't see it because you get the Macy's parade. But if you didn't get the Macy's parade, you get the Detroit parade, and they're always in it. And yeah.
So the clown thing is still going on?
Oh yeah. You know what? And just a great bunch of guys that they're not afraid to be laughed at and made fools at.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're great firemen and you know, just great guys, man. I mean, and that they redid that truck. I think Ford Motor Company, somebody did the whole thing was falling apart, and they said, "Hey, we'll redo the whole thing for you." And
nice.
Yeah, we used to do this. We used to sit on top of it, you know, and we would drive right up to the side to like the people and hit the brakes. We'd all roll off into the street, and it was crazy. It was crazy. Yep.
How long have they been doing that? How long have they been doing that?
They started the fireman's clown team back around the early 50s. They started it. And there was this guy. I wish I could think of his name from Engine 53. And God, I wish I could think of his name. I'm thinking of him. And he was just a great guy and started it. And we continued it on the firefighting clown team. And, you know, we go to different things all over.
And they're still doing that today.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man.
And the guys are great. They do a great job. And, you know, the only thing I'm going to do a complaint about the fireman's clown team. Nobody's listening. I've
got a clown complaint. Hold on.
On the clown team thing, on like in the parade, a couple of the guys bring their kids. No, your kids aren't supposed to be there. It's just the clowns, baby. It's us. We're the guys, man. And I know
all about the clowns.
And they're the great. Have them go to Engine 5, get the free hot chocolate, and enjoy. But don't bring them on the parade, man.
It's all about the clowns. All right.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're there to entertain. And you know what? They're great. They do a great job.
Did you see his eyes pop out of his head?
Yeah. And you know what? I know if I love you, brother, but still, man, you know, I'm just got to tell you.
Listen, you could say your piece.
Yes.
Put it out there.
Yes.
Yep.
You have less friends that way, but
I'm going to send something to Pete right now for the clowns.
Pete's great, man. He's want to hook me up, man. It's like,
Pete,
what?
I'm sending you something now for GoFundMe for the clown team is trying to raise funds. I'll send it to you right now, Pete.
Yeah.
Are they really? Good for them.
Yeah,
I tell you what, you're going to give somebody some funds. Greg Picture is my man who set me up here. Greg, I'm giving you a holler out. He was a Grand Rapids fireman. He's up in Cadillac, Michigan.
I've been talking to Greg. I love Greg, man. Yep.
I mean, you know, and he comes through with all this stuff, and what a great guy, man. I mean, Greg, sometime we got to get together and have a
Greg's married to a Filipino chick. How can you not love him? He's married to a fellow Filipino chick, Filipino wife.
Yeah. He told me he goes to every winter he goes there to the
I go to
Philippines.
Philippines
Yeah,
too. Yeah, man.
he
I know
sounds
all
like
about it.
he's a great guy, man.
Well, he just threw out the offer that we're going to go to Detroit and we're going to ride and we're going to have Pete come with us and we're going to do a show
You got to
from
do
Detroit.
it, okay, Greg. You got to do it when I'm in town, man, because I'm not in town.
Well, you better be in town for Devil's Night because that's when we're coming.
Oh, yes.
Pete,
All right.
Boys,
We're all going to have our own helmet footage going.
You might be disappointed because we don't. They did not burn the city down anymore.
Listen, dude, we're going to ride.
Look at
Pete's
Pete.
gonna
Look
ride.
at Pete.
Oh, mean guy. All right, so guys, if you're on the GoFundMe, you're going to want to go to Detroit Fire Department Clown Truck. That is the GoFundMe. So just search that Detroit Fire Department clown truck and help these guys meet their goal. They're only
and you know what? A bunch of princes are out there painting their faces up and making fools of themselves. They're good guys.
That's
Dude,
what
I
I do.
love making a fool of myself. There's no doubt about
He's
that.
the captain of that ship.
I am the captain of that ship.
Yeah,
All right, you know
I'm
what,
gonna
Pete?
post it up. Yep. Hit me.
Oh, all right. My boy Greg is saying 4th of July is the new Devil's Night. Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. You know what?
Like
4th of July,
like,
they've been rocking and rolling, man. And you know, it started up, you know, back when we were there. 4th of July was busy, but 4th of July is, you know, like I've been going for 12 years, but I hope it's not as crazy as it was. But 4th of July has been really picking up. We're gonna have Pete. We're gonna have Pete on that old brass nozzle, that Navy nozzle, and me and Louie are gonna be pushing him in. That's how it's gonna work. It's a Rockwood, man. It's a Rockwood. Oh, we're gonna have Pete on the Rockwood. Pete will be on the Rockwood.
60.
Nothing like him. If we're in Detroit, I have one right here.
You don't. All right,
man.
Listen, Pete. I think it's getting to be that time, bro.
Ooh, I think it's that time as well.
We have something new, but before we get to that time,
that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, the old school tip of the day is brought to you by theburnbox.com, www.theburnbox.com, where you will find the coolest, freshest firefighter mystery box. That's a firefighter mystery box subscription monthly. So if you guys use the code Gettin Salty, that's GETTIN Salty, you will get a little bit of a discount there with our sponsor, new sponsor, theburnbox.com.
Wow.
There it
you
is.
know what, Pete? When I was growing up, I always loved the mystery box. It was. I love the mystery.
You didn't see it.
You started the thing, or you put the thing, and you never knew what you were going to get.
Dude, you never know what you're going to get with a mystery box.
You know what else you never, and you know what else you guys never know what you're going to get? You never know what you're going to get when you get the old school tip of the day. All right, Chief, it's on you now.
And I don't want to hear nothing about making
martinis. I'm going to tell you what. This really puts pressure. But anyways, I was watching one of your old things, and you had a guy on there. I think he was from Boston, a lieutenant, a gentleman, a firefighter. And his old school tip of the day was don't slide the pole when your clothes are wet. And I love that because when I graduated from the academy, we got these new Sanforized, and I had my whole family there, all my friends there, and I slid the pole without washing my Sanforized, and it was like you fell out the first floor. And everybody watched me laying on the floor there, and it kind of embarrassed me. But and then the instructor from the academy says, "Oh, you're supposed to wash that first." And I says, "I so wish you would have told me that yesterday before you wear them." But anyways, going on that type of thing, I got a few of them here. And some of them are serious. But anyways, okay. If you're on a fire and you're on the pipe, you're on the Rockwood, baby, the Rockwood. You're on a pipe and you're going down battling this fire, and you got the guy behind you, my man behind you. And as companies come up, the more guys get on the line if you're on the main line. and the third guy or the fourth guy's yelling, "Come on, let's go! Come on!" If you're third guy or fourth guy or whatever on the line, my tip for you, I'm gonna say it, is just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You know, I'm getting the heat, or the first guy's getting the heat. I don't need to hear that stuff, man. I'm doing the best I can. I don't need to hear that shit. Okay, that's a tough. That's a tough. All right.
That is so true.
Here, man.
Chief, that is
All right.
true.
I got this one.
Give me another one.
I got this one, man. All right.
Holy shit.
Now, I don't know what's going on now. I'm gone.
I don't either.
But, you know, like mainly the one good thing was the cook. You know, I mean, hey, gosh darn, we go around that table and we eat good, and my goodness, I love it. But if you're the cook, you know, and you're going out, we let you out 2.5 hours shopping. Always do your shopping before you do your stopping. And I'll leave it at that. And you guys can figure out, and we used to have these things called the Cook's Club. Do not stop at the Cook's Club before you did your shopping. Do your shopping first. All right. And all right. And last but not least, this is a safety tip, and I don't even know what the heck's going on those aerials now. Back we used to have to run the hose and tie up the nozzle and everything. But man, when you climb that stick, I'm just telling you this, man. First thing you do is hook in. Don't do anything to you hook in, because once I got knocked right off the thing, but thank God I hooked it. So, anyways, those are my tips.
Nice.
Those are my tips, man. All right.
That first tip, man. I'm telling you right now. If I had a nickel for every time you wanted to say that to somebody, right?
Oh man, doesn't that piss you off? You're taking a heat. You got some guy like, come on, who's on that line? Luke, get the fuck going.
Push in. Yeah.
Fuck.
It's usually the squad, but other than that,
yes, you're the worst. You're the worst.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
You stretch. When the squad guys, the heroes show up, you know. Oh yeah,
Chief, that was great. That's what you gotta have. That's what these guys need to hear.
I'm telling you what, man.
Take this right now. You might as well take this fucking right now.
He's won the award.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
That's priceless.
Hey, but listen, I got work.
Oh my God.
Guys. I want to talk about 28 years and Punchki Day, baby.
I wanted to talk about that. So, Chief,
I get $4 off each book, man. I'm retired. They cut my pension. Come on.
Where do they get them on? It's on Amazon.
Amazon, all that.
I'll
I got
put the links in the description.
I got a 1969 coming out. Yeah.
Nice.
Good stuff.
I got you a plug.
Don't be afraid.
Absolutely.
We're all about the shameless plug.
Yeah, no.
I got no
Obviously.
shame, baby. I got no
shame in his game.
No. We're all working here too. You know what I mean? We're having fun and
Hey,
we're
Chief,
There it is, man.
quick thing. How long did it take you to do this? I know a lot of guys, when I posted it, a lot of guys had read it. How long did it take you to do that?
It probably took me about a year. And here's how I wrote my book. And if anybody wants to write a book, here's how I did it. I
drink 4 martinis and then fucking
drink 4 martinis. It's these 3x5 cards. You know, like I write every time I could think of something. I write them on. Then when I got a stack of them, I put them in chronological order, and I write my book. And before I write the chapter, I'll just lay on the couch and just think of things, and then add them on and add them on and add them on. And you know, words go to sentences, sentences go to paragraphs, and paragraphs go to chapters, chapters go to book. That's all.
I love that.
Good job, Chief. Thank you. I appreciate you coming on. A lot of laughs, man. Good stuff.
Hey, man, you guys are great. You know, I've been watching the old shows, and I'm going to have my friend Chris come in here and hook me up with all this stuff. give me a T-shirt and you guys sell mugs too or no?
We're gonna send you some stuff, Chief. Don't you worry.
Oh my God! Another one! Another one!
I tell you what.
Somebody's getting lucky tonight.
I tell you what. You know what? I mean, I mean, you got to know when you got it good. That's a secret of life.
You got it good, Chief. No doubt about it.
Oh my God! Well, after now 5 of those, this is what's going on. This is what's happening in the Chief's heads right now.
Hey, I'm not driving, so I'm okay.
Poor Chief. Oh my gosh, Chief! Thank you so much for coming on. It's been such a. I've been laughing since the pre-show.
My pleasure. You guys are great. To put up with this old guy, you guys are great, man.
I think somebody, Tank in the chat. Our guy Tank in the chat is saying that she's actually trying to kill you with all the drinks, so you got to be careful.
Whoa!
I think I got an idea, Ruffy. We're gonna put out Getting Salty martini glasses coming up.
Yes.
We gotta class up the store a little bit, Lou. Come on.
Yeah. No, I agree. What pint glass?
You know what?
Yes. I love this guy. I love this guy, bro. He's a real fireman.
Oh my God. This is great.
Me do it before.
All
I
right,
piss myself.
guys. So, actually, we do have our shout outs first. Stand by. Guys. Let me just get this one prepped real quick.
It's a serious note, guys. So
yeah, it's more on a serious note. Guys, we're not just we're all about first responders on this show, and not just firefighters. And we lost 2 state troopers from Pennsylvania. This is Trooper Brandon Siska and his partner, Trooper Martin Mack III, who were both struck by a vehicle and killed on I-95. I believe they were assisting someone who was on the side of the road, and they were hit by a drunken driver. So, this is we're going to give the 5 bells tonight for these gentlemen. May they rest in peace.
Rest in peace. God bless.
We're sorry for your loss, PA, and to all the PD out there.
Rest in peace, brother.
Oh man,
coming on. What a funny fucking show, man. You are a great guy.
Everybody
man. Run out there.
You guys are great. Thanks for having me, man.
This one, 38 years.
38 years. Puchki Day. Puchki Day.
I read. You know what?
And Puchki Day too, man. And soon to be 1969. How do I do that? Okay.
All right, man. You remind me of the dude.
Guys.
You remind me of
I'm gonna put him
the
in the
dude.
link, Chief. I'm gonna put him in the link. Don't worry.
I gotta read one part. I gotta read one part of his book, bro. I almost pissed myself. He writes, some of the names I changed and some of the names I kept the same. I had to be careful because I still live in the Detroit area, and they know where to find me.
Hey, man, you got mess of fireman.
Correct.
Oh shit!
All right, gang. My word.
Oh, Pete. All right, brother.
Should we take it out? Take them out?
Yeah,
all
man.
right, here we go, guys. Well, everybody, guys, you know that you've been watching us here, but you guys can also listen to the show on audio on iTunes Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever fine audio podcasts are found on any player, anywhere. So check us out there for sure. Also, guys, youtube.com/Getting Salty Experience is where we are right now. And if you would be so kind to please hit that like, subscribe, and share button. It is my goal to get this show to 100,000 subs. And I want to make this my full-time job, guys. I want to do this 5 days a week instead of 2. So let's build this show up and make it everything that it can be. And it all starts with you. If you're on Instagram, guys, at Salty Dog Inc. is where you will find Mr. Refrano's finest fire photos that he curates at 4:59 a.m. on the dot, and then sends us texts about it every single day. But you will find the saltiest stuff and last minute information about the show. GettinSaltyApparel.com, where you will find shirts like this right here. That's what men do. They wear shirts from GettinSaltyApparel.com, and we have mugs, we have tumblers, we have glasses, we have all kinds of funny little tools and things and accessories. So guys, if you want to support us and support the show, hit us up at GettinSaltyApparel.com. And thank you all to the guys who hooked us up in the super chat tonight. We always appreciate that. You guys are our number one sponsors. You guys are our number one syndicators. So we always thank you for that. Guys, Facebook, Gettin' Salty Fans page. That is where you guys will find a community of 30,000 knuckleheads just like us who are sharing information and having a great time, and also all the real last minute info on the show. You guys can find us there. Check us out on TikTok as well. Gettin' Salty Experience on TikTok. If you want to advertise with the show, guys, gettinsaltyads@gmail.com. I know that there's a lot of companies out there that may not know where to advertise, but here we are with all the firefighter advertising or all the other advertising that you'd like to put out on here. Whatever you'd like to do, gettinsaltyads.com. If you want to email the show questions for our Q&A, gettinsaltyexperience@gmail.com. And of course, all the suggestions that you can give Lou for the next guest. May they only be from volley departments. That's what we want to hear about.
You know, I think he was reading them while he was in Aruba.
He was in Aruba. Wow, we really need to get this guy on. Oh my God!
Yeah,
wow,
let's get Morris on.
He would rush downstairs at 5 a.m, put his towels down on the benches, and then do that. All right, guys, and if you want to email us your best helmet cam footage, fire photos, best old lady contest pictures, rig photos, table photos, all that at coopspodcast@gmail.com for the Cocklofts and Cocktails and Cup of Joe and Fuego when we do those shows as well.
Your hot old ladies. Don't forget that, bro.
Don't forget your hot old ladies. Freaking Coops. Yep. And that, gentlemen and ladies, is all the news that's fit to print.
Excellent, Pete. Beautiful.
Chief, it was a pleasure. It really was.
You love the job. I can see it, bro. I've like I said to Louis, I've never seen a guy who loves his show, loves his job more. Your whole face lights up.
I was lucky to be a fireman. You know, I mean, it's like, hey, yeah. It's a calling, like the priesthood or something. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah. All right,
Chief. Don't hang up. Don't hang up.
Hang up there. We're going to talk in the post show. And we're going to start looking at maybe bringing Pete out to Detroit to do a Devil's Night. I love it. Yeah,
we're doing it. We're doing it.
Doing it.
So we got everybody Monday. We got Jimmy Rafferty, Dispatcher 150 FDNY for Monday, and then we have Chief Eddie Kilduff for Thursday the 31st.
Oh, Chief Department.
Yeah, you might have heard about him.
Didn't he tell you to call him Ed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You mean your friend Ed, Lou?
Oh, your friend.
Me and Ed will be on Thursday.
Wait a minute. Is that when me and you went to the bar down in Naples and Pete was down there? I don't feel so.
Yeah, it was not good.
Something going on here.
Oh my God, here we go. I'll never live that down either.
Wrap it up.
If you're down in Naples, come up to Sarasota.
10-4.
We will, definitely we will. And to that point, we are already starting to plan the Gettin' Salty Experience beach party for 2023. So, how do you like them apples?
The West Coast of Florida.
Oh yeah, we had a good one. All right,
fellas. We'll see you on Monday night. As always, stay low and go.
All right, everybody. We'll see you at the big one.
Cheers, everybody.